successful hunt the day prior, we decided to spend day 2 back in the mountains on some public land, hanging some trail cameras to see what was in the area.
Keep the bears. Hope.
Right now we're just doing a little scouting mission, trying to get on some more bear and more deer for later on in the week, see what we come across. But we got a nice spot here. Andrew seems to think that these deer will funnel right through here. Be a real pretty sit. A lot of area here that you can just view and watch. So really a neat area. We also got a mega runway coming through here. It's the start of it up here.
There's some bush looks like. You'll have a lane here. Alright, this is a spot we call the food plot. It's not really a food plot, as you can see. It's just a bunch of grass. It's just a name we give the place. So what you have is thickets all around you, and right up above you actually have an acorn flat. And really when you're sitting here, the deer and or the bear can come from either way around this flat. Seldom do they actually come up. Oh, you found another acorn? There's the acorns. but you'll be able to see from the trails, they love traveling right around the side here. So putting a stand up in this tree here will give you ample shot opportunity to anything that comes through. Which is why we always use this log
well, if
here.
you always use that, it must be a reason that you don't go here. So
straight down and then just follow the paths they've already made.
Okay.
On day 3, we decided that we were going to hunt the mountains in the morning where we had shot our bears the first day of the hunt. And after a wrong turn, we were led to a buck that we will never forget. And as the sun made it over the mountains, we realized that this buck really wasn't all that far from our stands. Guys, it is the 3rd day of the hunt, and we are up here in the mountains, and we just saw a monster buck, just a pure freak. Hopefully we can get back on him at some point, but we're kind of in a little dilemma right now because we are lost. No cell phone service, so we can't look at the maps, and we're not really sure where we're at. So I think the game plans we're gonna park and wait till daylight, but it's kind of hard because everything looks the same. So I don't even know where the heck this trail leads to, but we're gonna stay put right here. It's day 3 here in West Virginia, and we are back in the stand that I killed my bear out of 2 days ago. I actually was sitting in a tree about 2 feet that way in my saddle, and there was a tree stand right here, and that's what I'm sitting in today because it's about 80 degrees and I didn't want to be sweating bullets with it on, so I decided I'm just going to take it off and I'm going to sit in the stand tonight. We didn't hunt this morning. We had quite the fiasco. We ended up getting lost on the mountains and we never made it out, but we did end up seeing about 130-inch buck that we're gonna go after this week. Hopefully we can get a shot at him. But we're back in the stand. We got our fingers crossed. I don't know what else is in here because the cameras weren't working. But we got cameras all over. We went on the public yesterday and we hung some stands and put some cameras out. So hopefully we'll have some deer and some bear on them, and we'll give them a check tomorrow. So essentially what we have here is a big field in front of us, and it's been tilled up, and that's been planted with a food plot, but it hasn't really taken off because there hasn't been any rain. Behind us, it's a huge mountain cliff, and it goes down into a bowl. Well, what happens is these deer and these bear come right up this, and they come up into this field here, and they feed. And there's been a lot of activity in here. There's a lot of big trees that are just tore right down to the ground, pushed over. There's a big bear in here somewhere. We're just hoping that he comes out and wants to play tonight. It's a little windy, but I think that's not going to matter much because it's a real constant wind, and with our thermals, they're going to go down the hill, but with this constant wind, we're going to be able to get away with it for a little bit here. I know it'll be that last half hour or so of daylight, but I think that we'll be alright just because this is a heavier constant wind. So we're going to sit tight and hope for the best now. Really ticks me off. We're up here, West Virginia, and tonight we were lucky enough to hunt with a friend who has a lease, and we get done from hunting and we're coming down and we see a truck lights, and we're like, oh, must be someone else who's, you know, got a key to the place. And we end up coming down and they fly by us. I mean, we had them, and look at. After hunting hard that evening, we came down from the mountains and found out that trespassers had cut the gate to the property that we were hunting. Unfortunately, the next morning, the bad luck continued as we lost the keys to the side-by-side and had to spend the morning hot wiring it just to get to our spots.
Teach a crackhead
Show
to step
what's
forward.
at that spot on camera right now.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it is September 30th, and we are in the saddle right now here in West Virginia. We're on some public land, and we're overlooking a holler, and there's a major runway here going back and forth. We set the camera out about 4 days ago. We got a bunch of deer in it and a couple bear, so we're going to sit tight, and I think right around the evening, probably, I don't know, 6 o'clock's my guess, that these bears are going to come up out of this draw, or these deer are going to come down this runway, and hopefully we'll be ready for them to get a shot. It's pretty windy, so who knows what'll happen, but I'll tell you what, it's really dampening a lot of the sound, putting up these bee sticks and getting in the saddle, so we're going to stay put. It's 5:48 and heard a noise up on the ridge there, and I look over and 4 does popped out. One was a really nice mature doe, and they were on high alert, but that's where my wind was blowing, so I was kind of thinking that could have been it. And then one just threw her head up, then she stared back there, and a nice black bear just came through. Never offered me a shot though, so. Bear right below me at about 30 yards, and I gotta get out of here soon. This is awesome, just awesome.
You know DJ's telephone number?
It's October 1st. So that means it's opening day of bow season in Michigan, and I just want to say good luck to all my family and friends and everyone else out there who's going out for opening day. May your arrows fly true and you have happy blood trails. We, on the other hand, are still down here in West Virginia, and we are in a new spot. There is a monster buck in this area. He's about 150 inches, and there's a couple really big bears. So hopefully we can get it done tonight. We had a very eventful night yesterday. There's a white oak about 15 yards right there, and it just keeps dropping acorns like crazy. That's got me excited.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grow.
still down there. Well, let's pack her up. Go ahead in the morning. I think we're gonna go to the same spot we were where I saw those other 4 bears and hopefully get a shot at them. Andrew had a really nice buck come in, and unfortunately he is not at that stand. But would you look at this thing? Well, it's about 12:30, and I think that I'm gonna get down now. I'm gonna meet up with Dave on the trail, and we're probably gonna have some lunch together. And then we're gonna head back to our stands and see what this afternoon brings.
Gotta keep scent free.
Dave's got a big buck down. We got an 8-point. So I'm gonna get everything down here, and I'm gonna slowly make my way to the trail, wait for Andrew to pick me up, and hopefully get on this deer tonight. Yes, baby, yes. I heard the thump. After tracking Dave's deer for a while, we decided to back out and let him lay overnight. That next morning, we got up early, and the plan was to meet the guys on the mountain and go back after them. After gritting and searching the area thoroughly for 14 hours, and with the help of a dog, I headed back to my stand for the evening hunt. Dave and Andrew kept searching the area before ultimately calling it quits. And with an hour and a half left of daylight, Dave jumped back in the tree in hopes the buck would come back, as they sometimes do on unpressured land. And this time, he made his shot count as a big bear came in on the final minutes of legal shooting light, and we were able to recover him after a short blood trail. After a successful week, we headed back down to the butcher shop, and it was time to pick up our bears, as we were able to get enough meat to feed our family and friends for the upcoming months. And as for now, it was time to head back home and chase whitetails back in Michigan.